parenting. What will we do in those 4 areas in the South Side to work with Southsiders to improve the condition of the community?
During the first community forum, there seemed to be a lot of inspiration and excitement among those attending. Is that carried on today?
It certainly has. There are folk who came back from that first session, and then there are new people who are first-timers today, but there's still that excitement. People believing truly that we can work together as a community to affect the overall climate of our community for the positive.
Hello, this is Andre Bohannon from Captions, and today we're going to be talking about a very important event coming up, and that's the filling out of our 2010 census. I have with me, to help guide me through it, Shannon Tetchy from the city of Peoria. Shannon, thank you for helping me and our viewers understand the purpose of the census and how important it is. When will the census be taken and how will it be taken?
The census forms will be sent out the middle of March. You'll receive it by mail the middle of March, and they're due back the beginning of April. Census Day is April 1st, so we're encouraging all residents to return their census questionnaire by April 1st.
And what does the census help tell federal government?
The census is very important. Community organizations use census data when they're writing grants. Census data is used to allocate funding to the community. Much of the funding that the community receives is based in part on the population counts obtained by the census.
So it probably affects the number of schools we have and all of the services, as well as receiving money to benefit our citizens.
Right, and as well as where new businesses might locate and schools might be located is based on census population counts.
Okay, well today we're going to kind of do the exercise.
Okay.
This is the form here, and basically what is about 10 questions?
It's 10 questions. It should take you about 10 minutes to complete for each person in the house.
And it's just basically information that relates to you and where you live or how many people you might have in your family and that type of thing. Is that correct?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So the first question is asking how many people were living or staying in this home, apartment, or mobile home on April 1st.
Okay. So just put down the number?
Right.
Okay. Next.
And then were there any additional persons that you didn't count on question 1 that were staying here? And if there was, you would indicate whether they were children, relatives, and so on.
Okay, number 3.
And then it asks if it's a house, apartment, or mobile home, if it's renter or owner occupied. So you indicate whether it's an owner occupied or a renter occupied.
Very good. And then they want to know your telephone number if you have one.
Right, and the reason that they ask the telephone number is so that they can follow up if there's any questions that were not completed or they need to clarify any of the responses. That's the only reason they ask for the phone number. So it's important to include that in case they need to follow up with you.
All right. Number 5.
It asks for your full name, your last and your first name. And then question 6 asks your gender.
And gender means what?
Whether you're male or female.
Male or female, okay. Which sex are you? All right. 7.
And then it asks your age and date of birth.
All right.
So you include that there.
All right.
And then question 8 asks whether the person completing the form is of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin.
All right.
Question 9 asks for the person's race.
And race would be whether you're white or African American and that
black,
type of thing. All right, and the last question?
And the last question asks if the person sometimes lives or stays somewhere else.
And what would that mean?
So if they use this to kind of clarify, because if somebody is maybe doesn't have permanent housing and they're staying with you, and you might think it's temporary, but they've been at your house for 7 months of the year, they should be included on your census form. So they maybe live or stay somewhere else a couple of the months, but they've been at your home the majority of the time. So you should count them on question 1 for the number of people staying there. But if you didn't, this is used to clarify.
And also, I guess, as relates to the person, if I'm reading this right, whoever's filling out the form, they also want to know if sometime during the year you stay other places, like whether you're in college or in the military or even jail or prison or that type of thing, a nursing home.
Right, and it's important to note that if you have people in your family that are away at college, they're counted at college, so you won't include them on your census form. If somebody's in a nursing home or in jail, they're counted as part of the group quarters enumeration, so they're counted at that institution, so you wouldn't include them on your form either.
Okay. So basically there's just 10 simple questions, and as we've done it, It's been less than 10 minutes in a sense to do. So we are asking people to be sure to fill out the form. And if by chance they don't receive a form in the mail, what happens? Is there some kind of a follow-up? Is there people knocking at doors, or would a person call somebody to let them know they don't have a form, or what?
The best thing for the person to do if they don't receive a form is to visit a questionnaire assistance center or a Be Counted center, and those are going to be set up throughout the community. We'll have the list available soon of where those locations will be. The person can go to that location and they can pick up a form, and they still return it by mail just as if they had received it at their home.
But it is very important, just like I emphasized, it's important to make your vote count. It's even just as important to make yourself count, so that we know how many people are in each area, in each community, in each state, and in the nation.
Right.
And based on that, money is received and needs are identified, whether you need more roads, more hospitals, more schools, and that type of a thing.
Right. And the Census Bureau estimates that for every person that's not counted, the community stands to lose $300 to $1,000 per person each year for the next 10 years. So at minimum, we would stand to lose $300 per person.
Okay. Well, I would certainly hope that those of you who are watching will be sure to fill out your census, take 10 minutes. And this only happens, what, once every 10 years?
Once every 10 years.
So we're not invading your privacy or a lot of your time, but it is important to fill out the form. If you have any questions, is there any local number if a person does have a question or a concern about something that they don't feel comfortable in filling out?
Sure.
Can they talk to somebody?
Sure. The Peoria has a local census office, and that phone number is 550-9220, and it's located at 2220 Town Line Road. They could also contact me, and my number is 494-8649.
Well, Shannon, I want to thank you, and please participate in the census. It's very important.
Do you know who we are? PCCEO, helping people, changing lives for every stage of life.
Welcome back to Captions, and I think you're going to find this part of our program hopefully as interesting as you did our first half. As you can see, I have two special guests. I have Wayne Cannon and Talika Lyles. Welcome to Captions.
Thanks for having us.
It is my understanding that the two of you would like to discuss a program that will be coming up this summer as far as working with our youth. It's a youth empowerment program. Wayne, can you start by letting the public know what this program entails, the ages and those types of things, who can participate?
Yes, first I'd like to thank you for allowing us to come on and speak about the program that we're trying to impart in our community to help enrich some of the services that we do. The Tri-County Urban League, partnering with the National Urban League and with PCCEO, are offering some services to help individuals between the ages of 18 and 24 receive their GED and some hands-on employment services. With the economy being the way it is, a lot of young folks are in desperate need of not only employment, but skills leading up to employment, and also the educational foundation that will make them better members of the community, and it will also help their employability. So those are the services that we're trying to do, and we have a good working model that we have used in the past. This is not the first time that we have had this program. Ms. Lyles has worked with the Urban League before. As a matter of fact, it was in 2004 to 2007. Yes, we have had this program, and we have successfully helped, I would say, about maybe 40 to 50 young people, change their lives around. And that's what we're trying to do at this point.
Ms. Lyles, can you explain exactly what it is that the people that are part of the program do? Do they work throughout the community? Do they work in the private sector, the not-for-profit, or a little of everything? What do they really do?
That's pretty much it, a little of everything.